The Rich brothers are garden trendsetters.
That's the structure of the trees there and the structure of the path.
Multi-award-winning garden designers, they've become known for their dramatic outdoor spaces.
I might get on with decking. That leaves me with the Slavic bit. One lucky.
But Arit Anderson is another formidable award-winning gardener.
Build that first, come back to here. Job's a good one.
She's passionate about creating beautiful gardens full of clever ideas, and now they're going head-to-head.
I'm ready to go and hit the ground running.
They're meeting frustrated garden owners around the country.
Just something special, something that no one else is going to have.
And will each pitch them a design.
Wow.
Based on their needs and budget.
How can we choose between those two?
The winner brings their design
Come on, Dave. Give it a bit of welly.
this to life. And the loser is what happens.
Oh, glad you had your
Has to help them build it.
breakfast today.
When different styles collide.
Are you sitting down on the job now? I mean, they're working hard.
To turn garden dreams into reality.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Brilliant. Oh, no,
Arit and the Rich brothers are about to find out about today's garden challenge.
This is Gay from Byfleet.
Oh, she's got some character.
That's pretty rad, isn't
She
it?
looks great, doesn't she? I love her outfit.
I will be 80 next year, but I don't feel it. I've still got plenty of life in me, I think. I am blessed. I have a lovely family. I have 3 children who are gorgeous. They all live nearby, and 6 grandchildren that I just love having around.
Now, this is her garden space.
Nice. Well, there's a lot of Slavic, isn't there?
Beautiful.
We had the whole thing paid.
Yeah.
That's right. What do you think? That's 40-odd years, I think, Scrabble, when the children were let go. So they've fallen apart. The cement's disappeared. All I've got in between them are weeds.
Over the years, Gay has made an attempt to beautify her garden.
Yeah, look, what do you think of this, Scrabble? Look, want some? The way I garden, buy a lot of flowers, don't know how to look after them, so every year I have to replace them.
I think actually her love of plants has meant that she's just added and added and added.
Yeah.
And now it's got to a point where it looks a little bit confused.
Recently, Gay's garden hasn't been her top priority.
Last year her partner died and unfortunately she had to let the garden go in order to look after him.
The last couple of years my husband's been ill and my time was spent looking after him, and it just got ahead of me. It got really out of hand.
Gay's husband, Earl, was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
You knew he was ill, didn't you? Well, you knew there was something wrong, didn't you, my little love? When he was dying, she came. I kept trying to get into bed with him. I want my garden to be partly a remembrance of my husband. It's just over a year since he died. And he died in May, and there were loads of forget-me-nots. And the minute I saw them, I thought, forget-me-nots, that's you, Earl. I want forget-me-nots in my garden. I want the garden to echo Earl, but I also want it going forward for me and the family. I just love to look out in the garden and see flowers.
The budget is £2,500.
Okay.
So,
Seems small, doesn't it?
you know, there might be a few plants that might get recycled.
I'm sure.
Always. I'm sure there's a few nice little gnarled ones at the back.
Yeah. Got a lovely lady here, I think, who just wants to get her garden back. So what better than us to go in there and do something with it?
Exciting.
Gay wants to give her garden a new lease of life after several difficult years when she's been unable to spare it any TLC. Design that reflects her particular wish. So, Arit wishes for a manageable space to enjoy. The Rich brothers will each come up with a joy with her large, close-knit family. The £2,500 budget will cover the cost of materials and plants, while Arit, the Rich brothers and their team of landscapers will provide all the labour. Gay will select her preferred garden, and then the losing designer will help the winner create it. Back in Byfleet, it's time for the designers to present their ideas.
I Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Oh, the fun bit now.
Oh, gosh, this is so exciting.
So, this is our design. So we know that you wanted to have a garden that you could enjoy all year round. So that was going to give you lots of colour and lots of interest, but didn't mean you were going to be swamped by maintenance.
Yes.
So we've given you a beautiful courtyard garden, somewhere that is influenced by a bit of rustic Moroccan charm, but also a space that's quite simple.
Look, hi there.
Here it is.
It's lovely.
Nice.
The Forget-Me-Not garden. Hi, Gay.
Fantastic.
In that title, your memory of your lovely husband, and I really want to make sure, that we bring that in, and we will have Forget-Me-Nots in the garden.
Fantastic.
We've got a fabulous courtyard garden here, and I really wanted to make use of that. It allows you to have plenty of places to go and sit and enjoy the sun, giving you the raised beds, and also as well lots of colour.
Arit has remembered that Gay is a committed sun worshipper, and as a clever nod to the memory of her late husband. Will Arit's plan for raised beds bursting with colour prove decisive? Or have the brothers got their own colour scheme in mind?
We really wanted to use orange as a colour. I mean, inside it's orange everywhere, little details, little bits. So to be able to drag that out will really connect the inside and the outside. So we want to use plants with orange details. So you've got like the spires of the vascums, a little dot of the geums, you've got helenium as well, colour.
Now,
it's just going to be a really kind of...
I think we definitely didn't want to get rid of was the pots.
almost like a playful kind of space.
One of the main areas we'd like to involve them is right up close to the house, because we know that there's a few flowers that you'd really like to have in the garden, like Forget-Me-Nots and New Guineas as well. And we think it'd be lovely to be able to have them right up by the windows, somewhere that you can always look out on them, and it can have that little bit of colour right up close to the house. And then just to add these lovely little pots around the place to give that Moroccan courtyard feeling.
What does Arit have in store for plants?
By giving you these raised beds, it gives you the opportunity to be able to take in bulbs, we can put in some shrubs, things like the lavenders and the rosemaries, they'll give the evergreen structure. Okay, come through the garden further and you've got another planting area. These are your circular pots, thinking of that little touch of the Moroccan.
As well as colour, Arit's planting scheme offers extra structure by making use of some of the existing shrubs and by adding more evergreens. Gay wants the garden to have this, the space to entertain her whole family.
And we realised that you've got lots of seats
How have the brothers addressed this?
in different places. So that's obviously how you like to use the garden. So we thought it'd be really nice just to give you these different spaces, obviously right outside that sun trap, right outside the house. Another seating area here, which maybe feel a little bit more private, a bit more surrounded by plants and shrubs. And then we're also just going to give you a little bench here as well. So either you use that to sit on, or it can be somewhere that you can place your pots, and it can have that kind of eclectic clutter look, which I think would be really lovely in the space.
And wherever you sit, you're either going to have a lovely scent, or you're going to be surrounded by a bit of lovely colour.
The brothers are proposing a number of different seating areas. What has Arit planned for an entertainment space?
And as you come through the garden, this is going to be your main central feature. You've got this wonderful circular patio and then another raised bed, nice sleeper frontage with this curved wooden seat. Okay, you'll be flanked and surrounded by all those lovely flowers that I know that you really, really love. And this all in them as well.
That sounds lovely.
Also gives you a place for your family.
Lovely.
I hope I've given you a lot as well to come in and you can entertain. Food for thought.
Certainly, yeah.
I shall leave you to mull it over.
Lovely. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Love it. Yes, it looks lovely.
Brilliant. We'll see you very soon.
Right, Scrabble, what are we going to do? How can we choose between those two?
Will Gay be swayed by the brothers' Moroccan courtyard garden, with its scattered seating areas and bright pots of orange-coloured planting? Or will Arit's raised beds and generous central seating area be the manageable and sociable space she's looking for? It's time to find out.
Hello.
Hello, Gay.
Hello there. You've made it very, very hard on me. They are both so lovely. But my final decision is... Primarily, as soon as I saw...
Oh, Gay,
Or that lovely curved bit with the
what made you choose this garden?
seating. That really sold it to me. I can envision my family sitting on it.
Arit's thrilled that her design has been selected, but she's well aware that she'll need Harry and David's help to get the job done. The first job is to remove all of Gay's existing plants, some of which she's keen to keep.
This is definitely not a keeper.
The garden is finally clear of all Gay's plants and bits and pieces, so the team can start laying the new paving. Kyle gets straight down to it, beginning with Gay's sun trap outside the back door.
Yeah, food for Kyle.
Work is now properly underway, so Gruff and Andy can bring in sleepers, which will form the raised beds.
Just making this raised bed out of things in the back so that we don't softwood sleeved in from the front, and just fixing them together with a couple of fits. And what we'll do then is line it out, fill it with earth, and we'll have a nice little planter.
The designers have arrived to lend a hand.
Oh, slabbing's laid down, eh?
That's going to be you.
Yeah, right, I'm going to find mine.
The garden is looking good. The idea now is that you come through and there's going to be these stepping stones, and that actually is going to accentuate the key element, which is going to be this central circle paving area and the raised bed with the seat. And this is a place which I'm really excited about. It won the pitch, and it's where Gay wants to come and sit with her family. As I come round the garden, the bin store is looking a little bit shabby, and that's fine because I know that Harry's going to work magic on that. And as we then come towards the top of the house, this is Gay's. This looks great. It's going to be a raised bed sun trap. This is where she first comes out in this corner, and then tubes in the morning. So we really want this to seats for her to sit back and enjoy the sunshine. So we've got a lot to do, but I'm feeling really confident, and I think it's going to look fantastic.
Kyle's making short work of the new paving. And Gruff is fixing battens onto the existing concrete posts so they can attach new panels to cover Gay's grotty old fencing. Arit's raised beds are not just integral to her design, they will make the new garden easier for Gay to manage. And the centrepiece to the whole garden is the curved bed and bench, which encircle the round patio right in the middle. And that's David's job.
It's like a Flintstone moment.
This is third now.
Right, get on with it now. That better look good.
Dawn in the morning. It's not actually a steering wheel. It's the centre. Oh, it's exhilarating. Really. Arit's patio. Now, it is a circular patio that sits here, kind of in the centre of the garden, and it works really well because Arit's main feature within this space is this curved bench. So the curved patio that runs off it really helps to accentuate this space and make it really special.
David's laying the pieces out first to make sure he gets a perfect circle.
Now, we haven't actually cut all of these slabs ourselves, though you could do that, but it would be very time-consuming. This has actually been bought off the shelf in a complete set. Something like this costs about £200, £400 in between. It depends on the size of the patio, also depends on the material that you're using. So it's a really cost-effective way of getting something that looks quite decorative and looks a little bit different rather than any regular slabs.
Once David's happy that the pieces of this circular jigsaw fit comfortably together, they can be cemented in place with a bit of help from Kyle.
Okay. It really is that easy. You've got the spacing right. Just a few more tweaks. That one there. It really is that easy. Oh, gonna have no trouble.
It's looking so good. It's kind of like a dance floor, although I can't quite floss. I'm not very good.
Yeah, you can. That's great. Look at that.
I've been trying.
Oh,
check you out! Check you out!
I can floss like a ninja. Oh, look at this. So Gay had quite a lot of things in the garden already, and a few of them she wanted to keep. And one of them was this here, our armillary sphere. Now, an armillary sphere is just like a sunflower. But basically, it's a little bit small. So amongst the garden now, as it is, it would maybe get a little bit lost.
So, Joe's making a stand for it.
So what we've got to do here, then?
Screw these bits together,
Yeah.
put it with concrete,
Yeah.
wait for it to set, and then you take this framework off.
Dun, 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 dun. And then it's
You've got a
there.
beautiful concrete pillar.
Come on, how's the mix going?
Good. Yeah, we are ready to go.
You got to put a finger and taste it.
Yeah, let's try it.
Is that right?
That's perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. It's coming.
Why do I get this back end job here?
Right, reminds me of my time from the farm.
Oh, it's a lovely mix.
David is filling Joe's wooden mould with cement and packing it down hard so that when it sets, it will form a plinth on which to sit Gay's armillary sphere.
It's rapidly setting! Oh no! I think this is going to make a great addition. I don't think we need the armillary sphere anymore. Now, it is really crucial, if you do get any cement on you, as fun as it is, make sure you wash it off thoroughly. Oh, it's nice and refreshing as well.
The concrete will need a few hours to set, so Gruff's moved on to cutting more solid timber for the next phase of Arrett's design.
Hey, Gruff. You got those bits of wood for me, love?
Yeah, a couple there, and plenty more coming. Just marking these out.
Keep them coming.
And I'll keep you supplied.
Thank you very much. This is going to be the curved seat and the raised bed, which is the focal part of the garden. I want Gay to be able to come out, enjoy it with her extended family. She's got 6 grandchildren. You know, she enjoys the sun, so this is a really, really key part of the garden.
Another way for Gay to get the most out of her garden is by adding colour and texture. And just beyond the sun trap, outside the back door, Harry's making a start on greening up the bin store.
Ah, Mr. Harry.
Hello.
Hello, my love. I feel like a kind of left-looking
Thing in the garden, but
I do with this old beast.
I think with some lovely salvage. I don't know, I think it's not the best materials. We can make it into something very special. So these I'm just going to use to put on the side. And we're just going to slap this. And then I've managed to find some Gay's plant pots like this.
Perfect.
So
Perfect colour.
put them on with some plants that, you know, are going to cascade down, green up this wall, and just kind of merge it with the rest of the garden.
Excellent. You can do anything on the roof at all?
Put some plants on the top, because I think it's quite important, looking down from the bedroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Down to it, green it up a little bit, so there's some plants going on here.
You see, you are loving rubbish bins.
You could say you're turning trash into treasure. See you later.
Cheers, love.
No worries.
While Harry camouflages the bin stores, Arrett and Andy get on with the job of hiding Gay's unsightly fence.
Got it, your end?
Yeah. Okay with that?
You're a star. Thanks,
Right.
Andy. The fence about £50 each. Some kind is not in great condition, so something like that. And the beauty of using these trellis panels, they're about it means if this wasn't your boundary or you haven't got a lot of money, you can immediately, instantly pretty it up. So get it in position, just check the level there because this garden does slightly go off down, so it is all good to go. And then just drill it into place.
Having finished the circular paving, David's assisting Harry, whose plan to gussy up the bin store is cracking on.
Lovely. Spacer. Liner upper. Next batter. Oh, so smooth.
The brothers are creating a vertical garden to soften the bare brick. Having put up the new fence, Arit can get on with helping Kyle with the raised bed and curved seat. And it's a rather complicated process.
The thing is, with creating these curves, coming off of your central point there, it takes time because also as well we've got slightly, you've got to make sure that you've got a radius, different heights going on. So, I mean, I'm loving how it's coming together, but you've got to have patience.
Andy's cracking on with building the final raised bed in the sheltered sun trap outside Gay's back door. The various elements of the design are beginning to form. The paving's down, and the raised beds are taking shape.
It's starting to look like a garden now, isn't it?
At the bin store, Harry and David are ready for the next stage of the vertical garden.
The back door, the back door.
Well, while you're here, we were
Yeah.
thinking of something like that.
You know, that'll be good. Go for your life. When I get those pelargoniums in there, it's all going to come alive.
These cobalt blue planters will beautifully set off the bright flowers.
That's enough. So bossy.
On the other side of the bin store, Rosie's adding a cheerful lick of Gay.
Oh, some boards which are going to
His favourite colour.
use the edge of the living roof. So, well, I found myself the first thing to do is to cut these to length, fasten them on. So I've got the framework up and around the old bin storage area, and that's allowed me to have this kind of tray on the inside, which I'm going to put some gravel and some soil to plant. But first of all, I wanted to get a waterproof kind of liner in the bottom, and that's going to stop it from actually dripping down into the bin storage itself. So I've just stapled that on, and what I'm doing now is just cutting around the outside before I fill up the soil. So we're all good, but there's a little bit of thunder and lightning going on. It's just started to rain, so better be quick.
But in the garden rescue game, rain does not stop play.
I'm going to plant this green thrift. I've got some calaminta living roof up now, and I've got some peter, I've got some thyme, and a lovely species of plant. I've got some chives. And all these are going to thrive, and they're going to slightly spread out and create a carpet effect. So when Gay looks out her window, she's going to see this lovely array of plants. I've also got a lovely little addition, which is forget-me-not.
These will bloom with pretty little blue flowers between April and June. The centrepiece of Arit's design is the circular patio, which is girded on one side by a curving raised bed and seat. Now that the planting bed is finished, Andy and Kyle are able to assemble the attached seat. They're screwing in blocks of wood to form an inner curve that will provide room enough for the whole family. Rosie's been giving some of Gay's plants a bit of attention, and now they're ready to be rehomed.
Probably done the 360 now.
Okay, so you've got...
Just so that it's because I'm trying to get the height at the back there. Yeah?
To his hanging garden. Back at the bin store,
We've gone for pelargoniums, and
Harry's ready to put the final touches.
they're fantastic, and they're a great bedding plant, and they're going to provide colour throughout the whole of the summer. Right, do you want to go first?
The concrete pillar has now set,
Beep, beep, beep.
so it's ready to be placed into position.
Oh, that's well worth it.
Once Gruff is happy it's upright,
Yeah, a little bit under this, under
This
your
one here.
side. Yeah. Yeah.
David adds some quick drying concrete and waters it in. And then the pièce de résistance.
There we are. So that's the armillary sphere, and it's plinth.
Gay's husband Earl died in the spring, when forget-me-nots are out in force. But Arit was determined to find a variety that would be flowering in summer to go into the new garden.
Roses. In flower? Oh, hey, you little superstar. Goodness, you star. Water forget-me-nots. Done me proud. Right, let's get on.
Water forget-me-nots are bog plants, which need their feet wet to thrive.
They've literally got a wet root. They're going into a little tin here in water, and then we're going to pop them straight into the borders. So I think when Gay comes in, she's going to really love that. And then for next spring, I'll put a couple of perennial ones in. This garden will be full of forget-me-nots.
The garden is ready for the plants. Rosie's repotting Gay's olive tree, and Arit is arranging the new, colourful perennials in some old containers. David is putting in the pair of junipers, which dominate the back wall of the garden.
Ooh. Cracking!
All right. Make sure they're upright.
They're upright? No.
With one...
They look brilliant, brilliant.
One last push to get the rest of the flowers in, and a few final tasks to finish. The garden is complete.
Oh, thank you, my lovely. Just pop these down here for me, thanks. There were 2 requests on Gay's list. One was forget-me-nots, and the other was new giddy hybrids. Gay's going to sit on that seat, and she is going to be able to look at her late husband's favourite flowers while she enjoys her new garden. That's really quite special.
Over the last few years, Gay's Surrey garden had become weed-cluttered and unlovely. But now, thanks to Arit's design and the garden rescue team's hard work, it's been transformed into a plant-filled haven. Raised beds bursting with strong colour provide easy-to-manage flower borders. Smart, greater space. And the round new paving, costing £800 patio area, acts as a focal pounds, creates the impression of point in the garden. The elegant bench seat, costing £250, encircles it and doubles as added planting space, alive with colour and texture. 2 junipers, at £170 the pair, add height and structure to the bottom of the garden and soften the brick boundary. Plants placed high up encourage the eye to take in the whole space. And good use has been made of some of Gay's most prized possessions.
You're out. You're now out in your garden with your eyes tightly closed.
What will she make of it?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready. Oh my God, I love it. That's fantastic. It looks so big. That's amazing. I love it.
Oh, look at that. That is
My family will just
a great reaction. Fantastic.
love that. I can have
And then the centre stage.
them there, I can have chairs there, I'll have a table out.
Lovely curved seat, isn't it? Oh, it is. Well, that's the main bit of the design, isn't it? It really does stand bold in the garden.
Gay can't wait to show off her transformed courtyard, so she's invited the family round.
Right, now, welcome to my new garden. Come and have a look at this. That looked good, didn't it? So big. They've got a thing. Isn't it fantastic?
What do you think about it, Mum?
It looks bigger. It's so bright. It's absolutely perfect. Yeah. That's the best money I've spent.
Lovely.